Hello everybody, welcome! My name is Ryan, and today we have cranked the difficulty right back up. We're returning to Deity++, 2 levels higher than regular Deity because Deity is too easy. It's standard speed, it's Barb clans, and who is this? Georgia? Everyone's favourite bashing civ. Oh, Georgia's so bad, they're the worst civ in the game. No, they're not the worst civ in the game, they're actually very good. They're just generic. Middle of the road, average, like you. I'm joking. You're special. I know it. It's a huge 12-player map, just like it. No, I'm not gonna descend into that sort of humor. Come on, Ursa, bring it back. Primordial with these details. You don't need these details, do you? You're already on Discord, where all the save files and all of the mods that I use are listed and saved. Copy and paste the save file into your computer. It's way easier. Alternatively, lift your granddad's Morse code machine out of his attic and plug it into your computer, and you too can input these details using a very, very long sequence of random presses of it. It'll be fun. And the mission today is quite simple. On a very, very huge map, a 12-player map, can we navigate Deity++ using Georgia with all of our extra abilities, the aforementioned and previously used mods that give every single civilization and leader an extra unit, an extra ability, and an extra generic localized ability as well. We've seen Georgia in a few games previously. They looked incredibly fun, specifically because of these Fanetti towers. We'll get to that in a little bit. So get yourselves comfortable, prepare yourself mentally and physically. If you're feeling like this series is going to be a little too exciting for you, here's a little tip. Stand up from your chair if you're sitting now, or if you're standing, sit down, and then undo what you've just done, because there's no reason to do that. Let's get started. But before we get started today, this is Ursa. Ursa was expelled from Oxford University's Civ 6 program. Sad, alone, scared, Ursa made his way to the fabled Promised Land, the University of Sancor. But unfortunately, the vampire Lord Sucklington refused to let Ursa attend without 50,000 signatures on his application to enroll. So Ursa travelled. Whilst looking for subscribers, Ursa was trapped by crabs, and the evil Crustus the Enraged. All seemed lost. Ursa would go no further. He had failed. But then, to the east, they arrived. The early bears. Freeing Ursa from crabtivity, the early horde marched straight to the University of Sancor, screeching, "Huzzah!" at the doors till Lord Sucklington had no option but to let Ursa in. He had done it. With the early bears' help, he had enrolled. Thank you, everyone. You really do make dreams come true. Now all Ursa has to do is pass his first year, but I'm sure that'll be fine. Right? Turn 1, and if we have a look at Georgia's abilities, there is just one thing that I should mention at this early stage that we should keep in mind. The Corsican group Pillar of the World. Now, this is the ability given to Georgia based on its starting location. Think of it more as an extra ability that every civilization has in the game based on their localized culture. So we've seen before that civs like England and the Netherlands gain colonial-esque abilities, and you've got Cradle of Life civilizations such as Babylon. Sumeria have very early game abilities. We've seen quite a few to this point. Pillar of the World is an interesting one. Units in friendly territory receive a combat bonus if adjacent to a mountain. That's right, even more turtley than before. Actually, it gets even better than that. Capital gains an extra range strike per turn that doesn't stack with Embrasure. Try and attack my capital at your peril. But what's this? Mountain tiles provide minor adjacency bonuses for commercial hubs and theatre squares, and a doubled bonus for campuses and holy sites. Yes, mountains now give me a major adjacency on campuses and holy sites. Now this is obviously a very, very big ability, and we should keep that in mind when we settle. Don't worry, it's still Deity++, and the AI have a bunch of equally overpowered abilities. We're gonna struggle to keep up with this game, even with that ability. Mountain ranges are very important. We should have quite a few on this primordial map, but one thing we don't have is fresh water. Every single tile is a hill, a plains hill with grassland, which isn't ideal, so if I settle on it, I'll lose the woods and it'll become a 2 food 1 production tile. That's not good. We also have no fresh water and a volcano. On the upside, there is quite a few resources here. We've got lots of fish, we've got crabs, we've got a reef, and a bunch of choppable woods. If I wanted to chop anything out early game by, say, putting Magnus into my capital and then chopping away, this would be a pretty good way of doing it. I, of course, do want to think about doing something like that because a holy site and into religion is really important when you're playing Georgia. A lot of my abilities all span on that. So what do? Do I stick in place, go all in on the lack of water, but I do have chops, and say, for instance, try and be the first person to feed the world? Or do we abandon this start and go inland in the attempt to find not only mountains, but fresh water? Well, there's one thing we can do, and that's move my warrior down here to see if there's any fresh water. There is not. You see, this is actually an aqueductable start. I could put an aqueduct over to this volcano. It probably will get destroyed a few times in the game, but it is possible. However, there's no crazy decent holy site here. There's a couple of +2s, but I would be very much relying on the fact that I'd have to also pick up mining before I got astrology in order to chop the holy site out in the first place. You know, I think we're going to roll the dice. I think we're going to move away from the coast here, and the question is, do I go really inland or do I move towards the volcano? I don't particularly want to settle underneath the volcano because my city will get melted, so I'm going to take a bit of a risk. As long as we settle by, say, turn 4 or 5, I think we'll be okay. Okay, well, I believe we have been rewarded with a turn 3 honey settle and an extra mountain there. That is not bad, as long as we don't get killed by barbarians. But let's think about that briefly. There are a couple of rivers here. We have one to the north that's got a plains hill. In fact, there's rainforest on this plains hill as well. One thing I didn't check, actually looking at the rainforest, I'm guessing they are equatorial, but I do have this handy camera so we can have a look at the map here. Yeah, we're actually southern hemisphere. We're right in the middle of the map, but we are towards the southern hemisphere. Move my warrior down for a bit more visibility. This coast is incredibly choppable. I think if we want to rush anything, this is the place to do it. We settle a second Magnus city here and we just chop away. But right now, for me, I think it's going to be a choice between going for the honey settle, which has the luxury, and a second honey tile to work, or if we go in that direction, I think I'm going to go towards the honey, see what this gives me. There is a tribal village, and that looks like another mountain. We want as many mountains as we can get. Don't forget, they are worth double on holy sites and campuses for us. One good thing as well is I don't see any city-states or other civilizations spawning really around me. That's another mountain there. Oh, okay, so we are going towards a volcano here. So we've kind of moved away from one volcano and gone into the second, but that actually as a start makes me feel a lot better about things. Look at this, lovely. 4 turns on the growth of my second population, a little bit of production, and a tribal village for us to go and pick up immediately. Let's get that scout going. Primordial maps often have large amounts of land to go and explore. We want to go and utilize that as much as we can, and of course I'm playing Georgia, so I want to go for a religion. Now, I don't need my own religion per se, but it's much easier to have my own religion because I can form it into something I want. I need to have a majority religion in my empire, full stop, if I want glory of the world, kingdom and faith to be working. One thing I also want to do is go and find and kill some barbarians, because combat victories providing faith equal to 50% of the combat strength of a defeated unit means that I can actually rush a pantheon here, but only if we have a lot of combat. Actually, speaking of that, I'm actually going to stick away from a scout and go towards a slinger today, which is not what I would usually do. Yeah, the usual thing I say, but that will help me to get another barb kill. Plus, we can also try and get the archery boost. Once I've got a religion, I spread it to city-states and I can get double envoys with them. Very handy. Once we go into the next era, we can start earning era score really easily. I love that, and 50% production towards defensive buildings is amazing. We all know our unique Renaissance walls. They're really cheap and give me extra faith. Brilliant. We have a man-at-arms unit that can stand in hills amazingly. A heavy cavalry knight replacement that doubles up on my faith killing ability. That's really fun. I can also convert people to my religion if I capture their cities with it, and it can be purchased with faith. We might actually have a bit of a medieval rush if somebody really annoys me. I don't know, we'll see. And then the Severnetti Towers. This is what drew me to Georgia in the first place. This is a unique ability improvement that is unlocked with defensive tactics. It puts 2 faith and 1 food and 1 housing on the tile, so effectively it's like a little farm that gives faith as well. Plus, if I put them next to each other, they give me more faith, and they give me production from each adjacent resource tile, and they give me more food at replaceable parts. They are very spammable. We've seen the AI do really well with these, and they look gorgeous. This is the main thing that I'm really looking forward to. I think I can put them pretty much anywhere. I can, even on volcanic soil. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to using these. And ladies and gentlemen, there are some wonderful people. The channel supporters, they genuinely help me to keep this channel going. Thank you so much for all your support. All of that love on Coffee and Patreon massively helps me to do what I do in a way that I enjoy. So to thank you, as ever, I'm going to be naming cities after you. Welcome, head of my capital, Rad Bickley. I'd give you more honey tiles, but to be honest with you, Rad, I will say this, you're sweet enough already. I'm going to move my warrior back towards the tribal village. which is annoying because I want to discover as much of the land as I can, but there is the off chance here that is a relic. I would hate myself if that turned into a relic and I didn't pick it up right at the beginning of the game. Some maize above me as well as some wheat. We've actually got 2 bonus farmable resources within range of my capital, which is quite nice. A huge bank of rainforest above me. Very exciting. We're working this lovely production tile to get this slinger out a little quicker. What's in the tribal village? The boost, the state workforce, and the letter. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have a Georgia Valletta start. Here we go. Make your way to Discord right now. Get the save file. Now, why is that really exciting for me? The letter lets me pray in city center and encampment district buildings with faith, including Renaissance walls. It means I can now pray in my unique wall, unlocked at Siege Tactics, with faith, but they themselves produce faith. So it's kind of like an endless cycle of Georgian beautifulness. I'm just putting it out there right now. I don't know what my win condition is going to be today. I haven't thought that far ahead. I'm sure we'll come up with something fun. You know, one thing I could do in theory is actually declare war on the letter at this early stage of the game and kill their warriors. High risk, high reward, but that would give me a pantheon quicker. It would lose me an envoy, however, which gives me 1 production per turn. I don't know if long run that is the move for me here. Let's just try and find a barb camp. I think that's the reliable way for me to do this, and we'll go straight into a settler. Are the map pins going to be working for me today? Yes, look at that. So adjacent mountains and adjacent Corsican mountains. So you can see this is a +6 holy site. Alternatively, it would be a +6 campus as well. I'm not going to be focusing on going for science crazy early in this game. We're going to be focusing on holy sites to get my religion as quickly as possible. We are going to be going for trade and production. I would like to build the economy of my empire. Practice just really focusing on the economy of my empire before we go for the other win conditions. That's my sort of mini goal today. Whether or not it works, I don't know. That is a wall of mountains. This is a very Corsican start. Sea/lake to my left and to my right in a mountain range. This is quite Georgian. I like it. But it also gives me the ability to have another +6 holy site. So it's all of a sudden, this is looking really cool. We're going to keep an eye where we can on the Giga tiles. Another tribal village above me. No barbs so far. I'm sure a barb scout will find us very soon. If it does, we will follow it back to its home and we will kill it. What's in the tribal village? Experience. More rivers, more volcanoes. Are we thinking actually the Dyes is a good settle here? It takes me away from the mountains, but it stops the letter from really spreading towards me very quickly, and it would give me a extra luxury that produces faith per turn. Or do we go below and really focus on going for the excellent mountain settles? There's a bit of a choice we have to make here. What third tile am I working? Another 1-2 tile. I'm hoping, yeah, my borders will spread at some point very soon and we'll start working better tiles. We've got a lot of 2-2s in the second ring. A lot of tutus, a lot of t-shirts, a lot of dresses, a lot of dodos as well. More dyes to the north of me. Dyes to the north of me. Dyes to the south. Aha! Code of laws. God King, get in there. Pantheon, meet up, and discipline, because we have no scouts at the moment. Survey would be a waste of time for me. Lots of land to the north, not many mountains. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Giga site. That's a +8. Wow. I think actually going for maybe this river down south is the place to go, because there's mountain access and a plains hill for me to go and settle on. More importantly though, a barb has appeared in this direction, so that's cool. Let's go and see if we can find that. We'll go foreign trade quickly, pick up the trader, go on, move towards me, let me kill you. Yes, yes, get the kill. I mean, it's only worth, I think, about 2 faith, because I think a scout's strength is only 5, right? No, it's 10, so it's worth 5 faith. Okay, that's still worth killing. Oh, that tile's got science. Astrology, you're gonna get boosted. Quick, move to mining. It always happens, isn't it? Like, I'll never complain, but it's always right on the end of something. Let's see what natural wonder this is, because this might actually mean that I aggressively settle towards it, especially if it's a particularly good one. Am I gonna get the kill? Oh, we rolled high, but I think we rolled quite low on the second hit there. Etimananki built on turn 19. The AI, ladies and gentlemen, is not messing around today. There is the barb camp. They're gonna let me buy a spearman. That's a strong unit, and I can use it to get a kill to unlock military tactics faster for my unique mana arms. That's not a bad combo, actually. But I think this is is a kill. Let's go and see. It is. Terra Mirabilis, the mod that adds natural wonders and all changes them up a little bit, is active today. What does it do? 15% production towards wonders for any civilization that owns this tile. Interesting. Interesting. And we've found Auckland at the same time. No one's met Auckland. This opens up the coast a little bit. It counts as fresh water as well. Do I just go for the crazy kill settle with this settler? It is tempting, you know. It is very, very tempting. There's no one around it. It would give me some early game era score. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for it. We're actually going to go for this. So I'm going to take a hazardous trip with my settler and we're going to go straight for the 9-turn holy site. Yes, I know this is a plus 10 now, but maybe my second city can pick that up. Plus 6 is quite fine and I can save a bunch of gold in not having to buy all of these tiles to get to it. I don't have much gold and I do kind of want to buy that Spearman to become a bit of a barb killer. Okay, they're charging me, but I'm on a hill and over a river. So I did some damage to it. I think if it charges me, I'll get plus 5 from the river, plus 3 from the hill. That's plus 8 strength, 13 melee strength, then 18 with the barb card. The warrior itself has 20. We should be able to tank that damage. I'm happy with that, and hopefully that gives us the Pantheon quicker when we get the kill. I'm also gambling on the fact that the letters warriors in this area mean the barbs have all been killed out, although Auckland is looking really injured, so I think there are barbs to the north here. So I'm going to move my warrior in that direction, just see if we can squeeze this Pantheon through. Yes, there's combat in that direction. I reckon barbs are around. Now we're fortified, and now I have volley. Go on, attack me again. I dare you. There are more dies here. There's going to actually be some decent settling. Very, very choppable areas. Look at the thickness of this rainforest. I think getting Magnus in on this start quickly to do some chopping is going to be a very, very lovely thing to do. I'm sorry. Where do you think you're going? Ooh, olives, turtles. This is looking more and more like a very, very decent settlement spot, especially because it's 5 tiles away from my capital, not 4, so there's a tiny bit more space, and I don't settle on this tile because this already is like a plus 4. You can see commercial hubs only get the minor adjacency, but if it's on a tile with a river, for instance, that's already plus 3 rather than plus 2. So we should have some fun synergy. Oh, it's a shame the mountains go all the way around here, but I can't complain. This is a really decent settle. You know, I lie. Of course I can complain. I can always complain. Oh, another Spearman. All right, well, we'll try. Auckland are probably going to break this camp now. They've unfortunately killed all the barbs just as I arrived, which is always the way. But hey, what are you going to do? Slinger kill question? No. Next turn. We should get 10 faith from that kill, actually. Yeah, they killed it. It's always the way. They wait until I arrive, and then they're like, and now we're going to kill it. You look at them and go, really? Did you have to wait for me to arrive? Honestly. There's the Slinger kill, archery boosted, and there's the 10 faith. So we have just shaved 10 turns off our Pantheon. We're unlikely to get anywhere near the first Pantheon. We won't have a lot of choice. But against Deity++ AI on a 12-player map, any boost to getting a Pantheon quicker is a good boost. Tribal village alert. Tribal village alert. Good to know. And we're now going to go for animal husbandry because I would like to unlock honey. And I'm on the barb camp now. Do I wait for the Spearman? That would only be about 4 or 5 turns, but I just think having a unit of that power would be very handy in this early game. What are my other options? Waiting for a builder? Buying in the shrine? Buying in the shrine might be actually not a bad idea. 3 people are going for a religion already. You have to assume Stonehenge will be built at some point. So maybe the shrine is the more important job. I could raid them. I don't normally do that. That gives me 20 gold, which lets me buy the Spearman. Yeah, we're going to give them mixed messages. I'm going to raid the clan and then use that gold to buy the Spearman and then send you around to come and deal with it. That's I think is fine. In terms of the exact settlement to make, I'm going to settle on top of the dies because then I get the faith and the science from that tile. And I also press Auckland up a little bit and stop them from expanding into my land as well. Now, you're going to do this thing that the letter city-states always do? Are you just going to stand on this tile and not move? No, you're going to move. Good. I thought so. I thought so. Plus 3 era score. Holy site complete. Holy site prayers. We're not messing around today. I'm rushing straight for the prayers. We're going to get this as soon as we can. Hello, barbarian scouts. I have a delightful little slinger here for you. Good to meet you. And now we're going to retaliate and see if we can kill this barb camp with my upgraded slinger. Should be able to, I hope. Tribal village, relic? No, masonry. Masonry, build a quarry. Actually, that's pretty decent. We don't have any stone or marble or anything that's quarryable near me, so I'll take that. Hopefully, they're damaged. They won't want to attack. You'll just fortify it and stay there. Now, they did attack. Okay. Not the end of the world. Just means my slinger is going to be a tiny bit more fragile than they were before. Pantheon time. What do we have left? River Goddess is an option for my capital. 2 amenities and 2 housing. Things that have been taken. Settler, builder, extra great person. All of that's been taken. Interesting. I guess we could also go camp. 1 food, 1 production. That's a decent thing. We don't have a huge amount of deer around me, but just for the capital, that could be decent. Or breathtaking appeal. Now, I kind of want to chop a lot of this stuff down, and all of this is filthy, disgusting land. But stuff around the mountains and my city center, that's all breathtaking. There's a little bit of marsh. I could go for Lady of the Reeds and Marshes and then plug that in for later Ursa, who will appreciate it. I don't think River Goddess is the play. Too many of my holy sites are going to be adjacency-based holy sites. And Earth Goddess is a very powerful pantheon, but I don't really want to limit myself on not being able to chop stuff out, because I kind of want to chop a lot of stuff out. I guess later into the game, we'll be settling around mountains quite a bit, so maybe Earth Goddess is the play for later in the game. Certainly will help me if I do manage to get monumentality, because the extra faith gives me more settlers. I'm really not drawn to many of the other options of it. The jungle, the rainforest one is gone. I could go God of War and double up on my ability. Bonus faith for every kill. This is not the better option, but it is quite fun. I'm really tempted to go for something just a little bit random and fun here. Yeah, I'm doing it. When do we ever go for God of War, honestly? This just doubles up with all of my Georgian abilities. There's not the better option. That is not the optimum play. I will be the first to admit that. But it just felt like a fun option for me, and that's kind of what we're going for today. Auckland's warriors all scattered before my settler. Good. What you want to see. Valletta's got quite a few mountains. If you weren't such a useful city-state, you should be worried. My slinger is being surrounded here by more barbs. I'm going to pull you back across the river and meet up with the Spearman. Pyramids is gone. I'm just keeping an eye on the religion tracker. 2 people are already on +3 points per turn. So I would like Feed the World. It's unlikely that I'm going to get Feed the World, but I'm also sat on a +6 holy site. So if I go work ethic, I'll be honest with you, it's not the end of the world. I'll take that. City number 2. There's Ikil. Here is a very sciencey, very faithy city. We're already up to 6 science per turn because the city center's got 1 and the tile I'm working's got 1 as well. That's awesome. Helicopter kicker, get in here. No swimming in the danger lake. You probably are going to end up sinking into it, and I'm not going to be able to come and find you. Just be warned. Does it make sense rushing a holy site from this position? Actually, there's no point. I can't even do it. I can't get rid of the rainforest. It's not a choice. Go monument then. Oh, no, rush scout. Let's rush another scout out. Yeah, I like that as an option. The land ends to the right of helicopter kicker above the letter. Good to know. And the slinger is going to hold a defensive position here up until the point where I can change over with my spearman. We've taken the lead briefly on religion with 12 points. I've got to run 4 more of these projects, so I will do this in 16 turns. Less a few points. Call it 12 turns. I might get first religion, but it's going to be very unlikely. Feels weird to have a start with 2 starting cities so far away from each other. And oh, that's a quick turnaround on the ancient era. 10 turns left. We still need 15 era score. It's unlikely I'm actually going to get this in time. That's unfortunate. Did we get much source of horse? Is this a horsing start? Some above the other city location I was going to go for. That's good to know. Well then, we'll try and play into that where we can. Quickly unlock pottery now. We got a lovely kill with the spearman there. Nice. Okay, we'll kill that barb encampment for a little bit more era score. I don't think this is likely to happen unless a lot of people find us. We haven't found another continent. We haven't found many other people. Do we have like an isolated start here? Is that what this is? That would be cool if it was. Maybe it will be. Bam. 20 faith because of the double up because of my pantheon. We're already on 100. That's cool. 5 profit points per turn. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not getting Feed the World today. I'm just telling you now, we're probably going to be having a work ethic game. That's not a problem, but just be aware. In all of my test games in the last few series, I've noticed that religion seemed to disappear by about turn 55. That's the kind of the number that I'm racing towards at the moment. Destroy Barb Camp, earn some XP, earn some era score. Writing boost. Not the boost I wanted from doing that, I'll be honest, seeing as anyone finding me would give that boost already, but never mind. There's foreign trade. Quickly, urban planning. Give me the production I need. Yes, that just shaved a turn off Holy Site prayers there. Beautiful. There's a very slim chance that I can afford to get the religion in this era. Very slim chance, but maybe. Let's go for archery now. Valletta and Auckland is such a good city-state pairing at the beginning of the game. I'm loving that element of this game so far. Really good. We really do appear to be in our own little compound here, which is quite fun. Now, can this scout go out and find me a ton of era score within a few turns? Let's see. First profit's gone. No religion so far, but that is only a matter of time. More settleable land below me with some more source of horse. Good to know. Big old explosion. That's going to start ripping through a lot of the rainforest in this area, which is bad for chops, but okay otherwise. Another religion gone. Still not founded though. Oh, I'm so close to being able to get a religion this era. I don't think that would give me the era score I would need. We're setting up for a medieval golden age. As soon as Georgia hits a golden age, by the way, we'll never lose it because we gain an ability where if we're in a golden age, we also have the dedication from the normal age as well. So we'll always have a way of earning era score even if we're in a golden age. It's amazingly undervalued in the community how good that card is. Such a strong ability. Go out and find me some stuff. Oh, Barbs have found me. Hello, how are you? You don't want to be lurking here. This is not friendly territory for you. A trader unit. Oh, alrighty. I'm actually going to save you for the next era. The reason being, that will give me the boost to currency, and if I've gone for the right normal age dedication, I can probably get that rocking. Although I'm actually thinking about maybe going for the religion one, so it doesn't really matter, but we're on the last turn anyway, and I was going to send it from helicopter kicker because we have a beautiful district already. Where are you going to go, Scout? You're surrounded on all sides. Bad choice. Dedication time. So this is kind of where I'm thinking right now. Monumentality, you do not get enough era score every time you get a district. It's just not enough. Penbrush and Voice is inferior to Free Inquiry because there are easier and more Eurekas than there are inspirations. Exodus is really good if you're going for a religion. If I found a religion and spread it to my 2 cities, I get 4 era score. With a missionary, that should be 6 era score. And I want to spread it to city-states. I'm actually going to do Exodus. Let's do that. But it's all quite good. 2 food, 1 production, and a route through the rainforest between my lands. That's very helpful. And this scout, I do not want it escaping. So I'm going to surround it from both sides and try and get the kill. Oh, that's a low roll on that damage. Never mind. We should have just a single Holy Site prayer to finish. And you can see Islam has Feed the World, choral music, both been taken. We're either going to get religion number 3 or number 4. So work ethic it is. I really do think like I'm on this landmass by myself. I really don't want to jinx it, but so far I have not seen anybody else. Not complaining at all. Bam. Have a little chunk of faith there. It is going to be religion number 3, even though it's the 4th great prophet. What choices have I got? Well, we've got short term and we have long term ideas. Short term is something like work ethic for a huge chunk of production in my capital. Longer term is something like religious community, Jesuit education, reliquaries. All of those are really good ideas. Low effort is Zen meditation. I don't think we're going to go for that one. Let's go work ethic. I think that's a really good. And do I want to lock in the pagoda now? Because this stacks really nicely with my unique walls. It's very tempting. Equally, papal primacy, very handy with Georgia. If I send an envoy to a city-state, it adds pressure. That means that it's much easier to keep my religion on a city-state, which doubles up envoys. The alternative option is religious unity. When I first adopt a religion in a city-state, I get a spare envoy. I think I prefer the other one. I prefer papal primacy. We're going to go for these 2 for now. Get the 2 era score from having a religion. Start working this Holy Site prayer immediately. Enjoy the fact we're up to 16 production. Amazing. And build the shrine. Now, early empire is almost unlocked. We're going to go shrine. I'm going to scrap that builder into shrine. Then we can get the boost for craftsmanship, go into specialty district, get all of the governors we need to put Magnus in, get myself provision as soon as possible, and just spam settlers as quickly as I can. It's an ambitious technique, but it's one that works. I can't believe we have all this land. Just jinx it, jinx it, jinx it, Ursa. You've got all of this land and no one is here. Oh my lord. Marsh. Old Faithful. Oh, we have land to the south that's beautiful. There is an inherent piece of risk here, because if I go bronze working and iron ruins a bunch of these hill tiles around my second city, that's going to be a problem. But I need to get bronze working at some point because there's a lot of rainforest I need to clear. So we can't just avoid it forever. We've got to make sure we pick it up. Just picking it up at a choice that works for us. We've hopefully got enough tiles here that if there is iron, it won't ruin all of them. Do I want to lock anything in? My second district in Rad Bickley is going to be the government plaza, and we're going to be focusing on getting trade routes and production before I go for things like campuses. So we'll get the production from the holy site. We'll work on that. I think it'll be fine. Old Faithful, 1 tile, natural wonder. This is added by Terra Mirabilis. Yields 3 science, 1 faith, and 1 gold. It's also a little bit smoky. Campus districts trigger a culture bomb in any city. Double adjacency bonuses for campus districts if their city has a national park. Oh, that's not going to help me now, but late game, double adjacency on campuses. I mean, just let that sink in. We might have the most ridiculous campus ever. Oh, that's almost... Oh, keep that in mind. Okay, we're going to go and settle that if we can. There's nothing I can do with that right now, but later. Maybe we can do something with that. Second, luxury. Improved. Shrine. On the way. Do I want to delay that by 1 more builder? I do. The idea is that you want every single tile that you're working to be improved. That's the perfect amount. Perfect? What am I talking? I've made my own word up there. It's the perfect amount. So you can see I'm working 1, 2, 3, 4 unimproved tiles right now. Let's just get the builder going. Sure, we've got all of these being worked as soon as we can. Discipline urban planning still works for me. It's quite flexible. Let's now go for craftsmanship. We should have that boost in time, and then appoint Magnus into Rad Bickley. Eagle warrior, barbarians everywhere. My spearman might not be able to defend here, so I'm going to have to retreat to more defendable territory, which is a good thing I did that because I've got a tribal village there. Relic, maybe? Question? Maybe. Or new continent. It was here this whole time on a tiny island. Ah, man, I didn't actually get the boost to foreign trade. That would have been helpful. Never mind. Here's the boost to irrigation, giving me a little bit of extra era score because it's flooded. And now I can work on other irrigable resources like these dyes. Lovely. Go on, give it to me straight. What is it? 20 diplo favor. Not useful now, but I can sell it later. That's okay. Political philosophy, another city-state, Wulin, met by somebody else. A very easy way of generating great people points early in the game. Okay, we'll keep an eye on that city-state. That could give me more options later. One thing that Helicopter Kicker lacks is a decent holy site. I'm actually wondering whether or not Helicopter Kicker really wants one. Maybe instead we focus on going for a commercial hub in this city to start with. I could harbor over to where the crabs are. I don't think we need to rush that particularly. Look at all the scientist points being taken already. Wow, the AI is really going heavy on those. In fact, there's only 4 civs in the entire game, me included, that hasn't got a campus up already. A very sciencey game. Gentle eruption, no damage, supposedly. Okay, as long as you leave my holy site alone, I think we'll be on good terms. Right, iron. It spawned. I don't see any that's like really danger. No, there's some over there, some above Helicopter Kicker. That's not too bad. Hey, that's not too bad at all. All right, that's good. We don't mind that. Craftsmanship boosted. A mine is down. Now onto a wheel, because we can mine a resource, get an iron mine. Yeah, there's double boost if we go and work this iron there in Rad Bickley already. Yeah, I like that tactic. And yeah, you're going to come and fight my warrior, are you? Not a good move for you. Oh, hello. Hello. There's a lot of danger here. My spearman, my precious spearman, is about to get nuked by a lot of different troops. This is now saving private spearman situation from all of these barbs. That's terrifying. Huge amounts of barbs coming from the south. All right, don't think about it. Let's just pretend that we didn't see any of that. Now onto state workforce. Let's get the government plaza going, and we'll be in settler spam position. This meteor site is right outside my capital. I'm wondering, how difficult would it be to save this all the way to stirrups? I don't know about that. I think almost impossible is the answer. There's a swordsman from Tiger Thang. There's some barbs around here again that are not messing around. We're being charged. Quickly, run away. No, I'm gonna need to get the heavy chariot. Don't mess around. Buy this tile. It's worth it. It gives me a little bit more food, a lot more production, some science, and 2 more boosts. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Glorious Petra, Matthew Wilkinson, Paul Coffey, Portland, Clint Hennis, The Nickerman, Daddy Bear Todd, Toon General, Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Skeptical Bear, Cinnamon Beard, Radiatore, Private Selection, Genoa Salami, Callum Billy, Garrett Gowan, Polar Bear Ray, El Truant, Creston, RB Hedged, Mushkin Mandletort, Burial, I'm Daft, Gooberman, Dr. Bobby, Polar Waller Bear, Mixomatosis, NTG Golfman, Indigenous 68, Technology Poet, Teddy Zursa, Zaf, Barnaby Rex, Charlie Bears, Flying Dutch Burbs, Nate the Great, Alex Frost, Mean Penguin, Interplanet Janet, Frankincense Battlezord, Sleepy Lab, Bookaluk 79, Bob Loblaw, Davalex, Geography Teacher, Juvara. Thank you everyone for your support. See you all in the next video. Goodbye!